crowd of 10,000 plus anticipating this final women's sprint of the day, the 200 meters, and Indiana State's Holli Hyche's dash into history. She has won both sprints indoors the past 2 years, the 55 meters and the 200 meters. She won the 100 meters and 200 meters last year in New Orleans and has already won the 100 meters tonight. That's 7 titles. This one is number 8. This is history, Craig.
Right, think of all the great sprinters through history. Florence Griffith Joyner, the world record holder in this event. Dawn Sewell, a dominant sprinter in the late 80s. People like Evelyn Ashford and Gail Devers, they never won as many collegiate sprint titles as Holli Hyche is trying to win here tonight. She has the fastest time by a collegian in 1994, but this is a tough field and a tough double.
And she also had a little bit of a problem yesterday in the semifinal. She will be starting out of lane 5.
And she seems very composed, Dwight, although not quite as relaxed as we've seen her in some of her other races. Lane 5 is a good lane for her. She'll be just ahead of the 2 LSU runners, Taplin and Hill. Taplin still showing the effects of that fall in the 100 meters. Merlene Frazier has looked great in all the early races in the 200 meters. Won her semifinal heat. She could be very dangerous for Hyche.
This is a very strong field. You see in lane 7, Inger Miller of USC was due to come out of that lane, but she hurt herself in the 100-meter final, decided not to contest the 200. Holli Hyche in lane 5, attempting to sprint into collegiate history. And Hyche out much better in the 200 than she was in the 100, but Cheryl Taplin also out very, very well in lane 4 inside.
Hyche has made up the stagger on Frazier, but Taplin is right there, Dwight.
And it's Hyche in the all-blue in lane 5 going for history, but it's Frazier that wants to deny her. Merlene Frazier of Texas will shut Holli Hyche down. It will only be 7. Marlene Frazier of Texas wins, and Holli Hyche, for the first time in 2 years, finishes second at the national championships.
She still manages to smile, though, Dwight. You see the solidarity among these women sprinters. It's been like a war for them this week in the 100, the 200, and the 4x100 relay. Taplin happy to have survived the experience. Dwight, you want to use the first 100 meters of this race to set up the second 100 meters. Holli Hyche was a little bit exuberant in that first 100 meters. She grabbed the lead, but she left herself a little bit vulnerable in the home stretch to Merlene Frazier. Frazier looked good all week. She was able to gather well in the home stretch. She was maintaining her speed well towards the end when Hyche started to fade.
Let's go down to David Logan, who has our runner-up.
Okay, Holli, you were trying for history. You come up a little bit short. Still, you gave it a heck of a run.
Yeah, I'm not too much worried about it. I'm still excited I pulled off the 100. My legs are a little bit tight from all the previous races. But you win some, you lose some. And I'm still happy with my 7 that I won.
So Merlene Frazier of Texas and Jamaica winning the 200 meters. Holli Hyche for the first time a runner-up in an NCAA final.
When I came out the third, I mean, Holli was right ahead of me. And I had the strength to pass her. When I found out that I was in line with her, I was like, oh, what? And then I just give it all. That's all.
Also giving it her all, Cheryl Taplin, the end of an era as the senior finishes her last NCAA race.